Check, 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 check. Check, check. All right, everybody, we are back. Brand new episode of the EMPI Insider. Let me introduce my guy, Corey Ryder. Let's get the show started, baby.
Yo, what up, Eddie? Thanks for that introduction. See, we're messing around with some of the new setups. We're trying some new things, so hope you guys like it. We're trying, just having some fun. And back from a race weekend, and back cover a lot of stuff today. Be a nice little one-on-one. Shoot it, chop it, spit it out, and go through the questions, comments, and everything else in between. So, you know, lots of stuff to go to cover the weekend. We're going to cover the Battle at Primm, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to talk about next week's guest. We're going to talk about the lake show.
Woo!
And we're just going to get things rolling, man. But it's get those questions, get those comments rolling through the feed. We got the guys on the monitors watching them. So big shout out to our dude Jesse for setting up the cameras today again, and Eddie to get everything rolling. What's up, guys? Alex, I hope to see you this weekend. Lots of stuff going on. We're finally starting to get back in the groove on things. I guess Alex coming in from Mexico City again this weekend.
Oh, nice.
And is going to be hanging out at Octo. So big shout out for you guys. Southern California, we're all fiending and we're all hungry for some VW drug that we love so much. And the dudes over at Octo, Eric, and the guys in the team at Octo has been able to work with the city of Long Beach to get everything solidified so that they'll have a show this Saturday at Veterans Stadium in Long Beach. We're going to definitely be there hanging out, supporting the locals. And it's very, very cool for them to finally be able to get one off this year. I know that everybody's been really struggling and kind of just fiending for it, so it's good to be out there, right?
Yeah, honestly.
And I mean, if we get one of the cameras turned around, I mean, Eric did a really cool sign for us as well. Eric's day job is like a sheet metal company and stuff like that, and did some cool die cut, laser cut EMPI globe signs that you've seen down in the EMPI garage and a few other places. So big shout out to him. Thanks for dressing up the joint and giving us some really cool signs that are all powder coated and whatnot. And maybe Jesse can get that one up there. Let's try to get a little shot. Let's have some fun today. So you guys are getting a little bit more of the studio. That one. And if he doesn't drop the camera, but that's one of the nice, awesome laser cut stainless steel signs that are all powder coated.
Man, that thing is nice.
Yeah, big shout out to Eric again from Octo for setting those up and making it look really good. That's our 2-footer, and we have a gigantic 3-footer as well that looks pretty good. So
yeah, that's the one downstairs, right? 3-footer?
Yeah, that's the one that's in the EMPI garage.
Okay.
So pretty cool. Getting a shout out to them. Really looking forward to the show this weekend. We're going to drive the EMPI double cab out there, and it should be a blast, man. It should be a really good time. So, Eric, what's up? Thanks for checking in, man. I still have your little trinket here that I've had stashed for you for a while, and so when you get a chance to swing by the EMPI HQ, let me know. Clint Cox checking in. Clint, hopefully everything's getting ready for you guys down there in Texas, man. So that should be a pretty good one. And looks like we're getting shout outs from the Philippines. Very cool. Ricky Silber's chiming in, my co-pilot this weekend at the battle at Primm. It's pretty awesome to share that moment with my little brother and to battle alongside of him and to get really into what he's been all about for a long time. He really got into the off-road racing, something that was kind of taboo for me, and to kind of share that with him now and be able to relate. It's been pretty awesome.
That's cool.
We had a good. I mean, it was a moment, man. It was pretty cool. He doesn't live in the States, so it's good for him to. I haven't seen him in a few months, and for him to fly down and come hang out with us and the team, and it was pretty bitching.
That's cool.
So looking forward to rage at the river with him again. So little punk can do a lot, man. Get in. He gets his hand downs dirty, work on the car. I'm really proud of him, Rick. So real talk, I'm proud of you, boy. I'm proud of the man you're becoming and where you're going with this stuff. So it's pretty cool to see you get down and dirty and share that with me, man. And the car was pretty bitching. Plus, we had some fun breaking some shit. So
that's always fun, man.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Look at Luxembourg chiming in, man. Frank, thank you so much for chiming in. Ben from the UK. God, I love seeing this stuff, and I'm ecstatic with how fast the show's growing. And everything that we're trying to do, and I'm extremely excited and looking forward to it. I know we've talked about it a million times, but EBI, and to be able to meet some of you guys one-on-one over there in Europe, and hopefully many of you guys can make it over there, and we can do a lot of stuff. But these guys are from around the globe. I'm really looking forward to meeting a lot of you guys and shaking hands and taking photos and just hanging out, man. I just want to hang out and talk to the VW freaks.
Yep.
So where do we begin?
Let's start with the weekend.
Weekend was dope. I mean, honestly, the EMPI Racing team making some great strides every single race. We're kind of finding our groove, right? We're trying to find the right players for the team. We're trying to really build it into something for the future, and just being able to plug play and more importantly, man, drawing the community in. For what we want to do here in the organization is drawing more people, drawing, people that are in the industry, out of the industry, but we can hopefully draw in more of the community together. And we've been able to do that working alongside with Andy Kimball and the guys from, Bug In.
It feels like it's a hub. It's become a hub, in all honesty, just from an outsider looking in. I mean, I'm here now, but, I didn't know the whole history of EMPI.
Yeah.
But I haven't been here that long, and I've just seen such a culture change.
And it's cool to hear that, from you as an outsider looking in. I mean, one of the biggest things in the struggles that we've always had is the stigma at times and whatnot. But, we're trying to turn the page, right? And we didn't get that way. Like I said, we didn't get that way before overnight. We're not going to get there, get back from there overnight. But all we can do is continue to fight the good fight and really strive and back what we're trying to believe and what we're trying to do.
Right.
And we're doing that. And I think it was relevant last weekend to see that the shop night, when you had, Dave Greiner from Proformance here. You had Andy Kimball from Bug In here. You had, Andy's good buddy Del Mike, who's a longshoreman, but building some bitchin' cars, and he's got a bitchin' street class 11 he's going to build for a pre-runner. You had the Sletton brothers here. God, where do I begin? One of my cousins was here helping, hanging out. You had Jack in the house working on stuff. We're messing with the dyno. We just got back from Tiger from A1. Like, who would have ever thought Tiger and A1 would have been working together again? So it's really cool that we're doing this type of stuff. We're trying to mend a lot of fences. We're trying to do a lot of repair, and it's really cool. And we can't do any of that without any of you guys. So being able to embrace and kind of accept an olive branch when we try to go forward on it and stuff that we're trying to do is key, man. And it's cool to be able to start seeing that and having all of it being documented by Hot VWs, and to have Shin in here taking pictures and being kind of ooh and on over the stuff, and then letting Sabu eat some cheeseburger or whatever we have scrounging around here, and then to be able to go in the dyno room and all of us kind of huddled in there to see what we're building and what we're working on has been pretty cool, man. So all of that's playing into really where we want to go, and that's important, right? And it's not just important here, but it's important within our race team, and it's important within our product and to our end users and everything in between. And that's something that we're just going to continue to strive for, and fight the good fight every single day, whether it's, positive comments, negative comments, BS, trash, shit talking, or anything else.
You know what though? For what
it
it's
is what
worth,
it is.
That's not the stuff you want to hear initially, but that's people just being completely honest. And at the end of the day, that's real feedback.
Yeah.
And you're going to go back and you're going to improve the issues that are out there. And look at what's happened so far.
Yeah. And it really does. I mean, it does go through the appropriate channels, and we do look at it. We do investigate a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's cool, man. And that's stuff that you guys will never see on the outside, but know that on the inside, that's why you're getting, the embracement of, for instance, we had Ron Fleming on last week. Ron Fleming is spinning together a motor for a classic vintage, a true vintage piece of, history of the VW world. Darrell Vatone's one of his race cars, the White Lightning car, that is now owned by Dean Kirsten of Hot VWs, or formerly from Hot VWs. And it's been, to have Ron Fleming, who, let's just say in many cases wasn't always the best EMPI guy. He doesn't really, but he's cool, right? Great. I loved it. And then to get a phone call later on that day and say, wow, it was so cool that he's like, man, that crank was on point. The rods were on point. What you guys are producing now was awesome. And then fast forward essentially 72 business hours, and we get a phone call today for, info on these products and this product. So that's the stuff, to me. That's the stuff that means so much, is to have the legendary OGs, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
That those guys are actually embracing it. Like, wow, they actually have done a ton of work cleaning up their backyard and striving for the future. So it's pretty awesome.
It is pretty cool.
John Jackson, thanks for chiming in. John's, we'll post John's up there. John says the EMPI team's doing great, better. I'm proud of the products on my customers' cars, and now the quality is there. John, it's only going to get better, man. With the way the buy happens, and a lot of intricate workings of the company here, but I mean, you got to buy in advance, right? And you put a lot of stuff on the shelf, and you try to burn through some of the stuff, and some of the stuff you got to fix, some of the stuff you're going to throw away.
Yep.
But we got to get through it, right? And then we got to convert it, and we've got to do all the things that you got to do to get there. Whether it's a new source, new supplier, new drawing, new schematic, new holding to a higher standard. It's all a multi-piece of the puzzle, and that's something that we're gonna continue to do, and we're gonna continue to roll out from that. So it's gonna be a blast. So Frank chiming in. So you should have Dean Kirsten and Dave Andrews on the show, man. That's something that I did talk to Dean about. It's something that we would love to have Dean on, and I'm sure we're going to do that in the very near future. I think we're going to do part of it as part of a process to the build that he's working on right now. We're going to work out the final details, but he'll be on. He'll guarantee he'll be on. So, all right. Without further ado, we actually do have a guest with us today, and we're going to go ahead and bring him in.
Nice.
The wild man himself, Mr. Blake Wilkie.
There he is.
What's up, Blake? I got to bring his sound in here.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Now we got a little delay there. How we doing today, brother?
Dude, I just got 2 large pizzas and some wings, bro.
Oh, winking.
Look at now we've got to make him. He's gonna be like a little hurry to get off the line now, so he could get back to munching the wings. But
I'm sorry.
I know you're up there in Vegas still trying to get things ready at IMS, right? And Precision. Working on your tubes and getting all your metal material ready for the TT bug, right?
Correct. Do you mind if I fire this bad girl up real quick?
No problem.
Is that too loud? Is that good?
No.
Oh, he's good.
All right. I just wanted to make sure we're all good because we got a lot going on today.
Well, tell us what you got cooking, man. And then I know we got a lot of people asking about the weekend, and we want to give them a race week recap. But what are we working on right now?
We are cutting all the motor mounts out of aluminum at Precision Tube Laser. I'll be back there in like 5 to 10 minutes, so I can give you guys a walkthrough of their facility of the new trophy truck bug that we're building. That'll have upwards of 1,000 horsepower, so 10 plus times the horsepower Class 11s have, which will be just another wild ride.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are not quite sure exactly what you build. You see a little glimpse of it here and there on social media and whatnot, but you know, the TT Bug, this thing's going to be basically a full-blown trophy truck with a bug body on it, correct?
Absolutely, and a big old EMPI sticker, you better believe it.
So when do we think we're going to have that thing ready to rock and roll?
Oh, I mean, at this rate, we're throwing a lot of time, energy, effort, funding at it to get it to where it's not going to take too long in 2021 to have this car up and running. I would say 4 months into 2021 will be close. Realistically, probably midway through the year, but we're doing a full build series to inform everybody pretty much of how and what it takes for us to build one of these. We've been R&Ding and developing this chassis for over a year now to where we can duplicate it. It's right. It has all the best components on it, and yeah, it's no joke when you're doing it on the computer.
Yeah, it's rad. I mean, some of the stuff that we're seeing out there, and like, it looks like a lot of people don't know you're building 2 of them simultaneously, which is gonna be pretty cool. I mean, not that you're biting off enough was, you know, 1 was enough, but let's do it. Go ahead and do it 2. So
it's always easier to do a second one side by side versus after the fact. So having a customer step up and give us a large deposit really made it easier for me and our partners to give them like an ROI off the bat, saying like, hey, if you're working with us and giving us a killer deal, well, I want to get another killer deal. And yeah, man, it's just it's rad. It's pretty cool when we're gonna show up with 2 of them from here on out, and dreams come true.
that's dope, man. And you know, it's just again a testament to the crew that you got together and the creation that you guys are able to build. Kevin is just a whiz kid on, you know, the CAD design of everything, and you know, really the forethought of it all, whether it's the suspension and how the arms are swinging, just the overall awesome job of it. So big shout out to Kev too as well.
Yep.
So let's get into it. Let's talk about the weekend, man. We had a really good number 1 qualifying spot for you on Saturday, or excuse me, on Friday. And car felt good. Car ran good.
Awesome, man. I mean, the Sled Engineering 1600cc motor is a zinger. I literally was floating valves. I feel like every.
Uh-oh. Yep. We're losing him. We'll bring him back when he comes back through. You know, I know he's up in Vegas, so the cell service is always the best. But you know, big shout out to the Sletton things where he was kind of going with is the Sletton Engineering, the brothers. Those guys have been known to put together some horsepower, and they're killing it. They're doing a damn good job of it, and those cars are pulling hard. So, so yeah, Wilkie came out, qualified number 1 overall on Friday, and just absolutely shredded it up. I can't even remember the gap it was, but you know, in realistic times on Friday, all the cars that went out qualifying between first and last, I think it was like 16 cars or something like that. I have to look the exact spec, but there was only 20 seconds separating the entire field. So it's just a testament to how good this racing is right now, and how fun it's all getting. You know, those cars are all tight. They're all different styles. They're different combinations. You've got high comps, you know, high compression motors. You've got low compression motors. You've got a swing axle cars. You've got IRS cars, and you know, to really see some of that stuff was pretty awesome. And it's a freaking battle. Big shout out to, you know, EMPI Racing partner, EMPI Racing team member, Tim Sletton, on finishing qualifying 6th and battling it, you know, with the swing axle car against one of the legends in the sport, Cisco Bayo, who's just a badass. I mean, that dude's fast. Did I say he's fast? Because he's freaking fast.
You mentioned it.
And even Ryan Rodriguez, man, local boy, Apple Valley, Victorville area kid, 2nd generation that I know of. I don't think it's 3rd, but I think it's at least 2nd generation. The kid is fast, man, and he qualified well. He ran really well. gave he's just fast, dude. Some of these kids, man, they're just fast. There's nothing else you can say about it. They're learning their way. They are driving the wheels off of it, and they're freaking fearless, man. I can't tell you any more than that they're just fearless. And so to be able to do that and just to watch them how they drive it through there has been nuts. Hopefully we'll get Blake back in here in a minute, and you'll be able to dial back in with some good clean audio or some Wi-Fi or something. So bear with us. On the myself, I qualified bottom part of the field, damn near last. I think just getting comfortable, kind of getting my confidence back. I just still working towards it. So there we go. I think we got Blake back in, and we're gonna give it a try. So I think we got Blakey. I know you're not in the best of service areas and stuff like that, and I think we're getting a little feedback from the speakerphone, but we'll do our best.
My bad.
It's all good, man. I was giving him a brief rundown, talking about your great qualifying on Friday and how Timmy did well, and how tight the pack and how tight racing was, within like 20 seconds from first to last, essentially in the groups. Pretty awesome to see.
Absolutely, dude. It was stacked. Everybody brought their A. Was really moving fast out there. It was a fast-paced race. That's what we all had to do.
And then, I know you had a little issue with the car itself. I think you were just hammering on the thing, and we were watching some of the videos afterwards. I think you just put some adjustment in. You blew a shock or something. You had to go out and get it fixed, and
Yep.
losing you. So, but no, just overall, I mean, with a huge turnout, I mean, how do you feel we're going right now as far as just turning out of the car counts, obviously growing every single race? I know you got a big role to that, and a big shout out to you for kind of enticing everybody and firing everybody up, and I want to say almost challenging them to build these cars again, and you reignited the Class 11 love, man.
If you don't know, get that audio better. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
If you've never been in the Class 11, they are way more than your backs. They're so capable and able to take such. I wish I built one sooner in life. Honestly, still have mine on the trailer right here.
There you
With
go.
a bunch of spare wheels and all this stuff from the race.
I see that redhead valves right there on the tank, on the fuel tank. Feel it. I spotted it.
Yeah. But more people out there come play. It's too much fun. Keep to do so. Just a blast. I'm looking forward to seeing 2021 brings. I know now with Class 11 kind of growing. You mentioned Lucas Oil's going to have a series that EMPI's going to be a part of. Moore's probably looking to do more. King of the Hammers. Dude, it's cool to be a part of it at the forefront.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we're super stoked with everything that's going on, and again, it's just a testament to the effort that you've put in, kind of building the excitement, and then what we're trying to do to push it, and then every competitor out there, man. I mean, it's been really cool that even though we are quote unquote competitors off the racetrack, a lot of people have been growing a bond as a group and as friends and as good people and great lifelong companions, man. So it's been cool to watch that as well.
Absolutely, and I just want to see it keep growing. Very tastefully, The first kind of go around, there was some harshness, but we settled that out. People kind of figured out where our characters lie and what our goal is. Whenever you're winning, you got a tiger. You got a target on your back.
Yeah, I mean, it's being a new guy on campus, and I, you can definitely see it in many realms, and we don't need to get into too much dirt with it today. But what you've been able to accomplish, and I think a lot of people forget that it's not just I'm going to prep my car the week before a race and then go out and race and hope for the best. I mean, you put in the work, you put in the hours, you go and test and revalve your shocks and work on your suspension and work on your driving game, and you go out and you're not afraid to go out and beat it up and rebuild it and prep it and go again. But that's the testament is you're winning and you're putting the work in at the home, at the office, and quote unquote the office being the shop, which is really what's propelled you in a lot of realms, man, and the great partners to support it.
Yeah, and some people think that it's all numbers, but I mean, I do have really good.
Yeah, we're losing you again, man. All right. Well, we're trying, but I think technical difficulties are going to prevail. So hopefully you can hear me, Blake. And I think we're just getting too much feedback on there. We're losing you. So we'll catch up later on, my friend. So due to technical difficulties, we'll probably go ahead and let Blake go for this week. But we're definitely going to have him back in there again. And, I know he's busy working on the projects up at Vegas at Precision Tube. Those guys, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, I encourage you to do so. Those guys take a full 20-foot stick, and it's laser cut precision, fish mouth, right to length, and they're numbered so they can actually build and piece this thing together. Like the chassis thing, it's really, really cool, and the amount of waste is minimal, man. And like every joint's gonna fit perfect because it's the same thing over and over and over again. So very cool to them, man. And again, I get excited because we talk about really just the evolution of the class. And you know what? While I'm in here and we're talking about the evolution of a class and the rejuvenation of the class, I want to give a big shout out to Larry Negrete Jr. and the whole Negrete family, man. Those guys busting their ass. They freaking live, breathe, and die 516 cars, right? The Baja Bug, essentially the Baja Bug, right? Yeah. That you guys are ask about. Dude, those guys killing it. And you want to talk about growing the class again and firing everybody up? I think they had, and chime in, Larry, if you can. I think they had around 38. Are they local by any chance? Yeah, the Negretes, I think they're South County guys, and then they have their family in Mexico, I think, too. And Larry, chime in, man. We'd love to hear more about you. And I think we're going to definitely have to get Larry and his dad and his uncle. They're like a family dynasty racing, man. And I can tell you right now, some of the most humble and engaging people you'll ever meet. Super cool. Yeah. And just welcomed myself, my group that I brought out. We had my sister in town, my neighbor, and posted up camp, offered them, cold drinks, places to sit, canopy, just good people. So there are 35 were on the entry list. We're originally from Tijuana, but live in San Diego now. Nice. So, those dudes, and I'll tell you right now, the family can freaking wheel it, man. And it's good to see good people getting success, and that's what I really dug about it. So again, kudos to you guys, man. Way to go out there. Way to really pump up the class. I know that the Larry's trying to build his YouTube channel and push some content out and stuff like that, and just really try to grow his class that he's basically in love with. So. Dude, awesome job this weekend. Congrats on the uncle too, doing some wheeling. I know they had some brake issues out there as far as brakes failing, and they did it, man. They finished the race and they did what they got to do. So it's just cool. There was so much stuff to go on, and it's neat to so many people were there. There was over 340 registered cars for the race. Yeah. And they said like 320 or something like that showed up and were there to race. So I was like, holy smokes. North pit, regular pit were full. Absolutely full. The racing action was great. The weather was phenomenal. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. Just wish we didn't have to start so freaking early every time. We're in the car.
Why do you guys start so early?
Because we're like the little bastards out there, dude. They're just like... it's good because like Friday we got early on the course. We qualified early, but we got to qualify. but only on the short course. We did the first race on Saturday morning, and so let me rephrase that.
It's at 6 in the morning, right?
Yeah, well, so this time was 7:30. All right, so we had to be in the staging lane by 7:30. But here's the interesting one. So Friday, you qualified Friday morning, right? We qualified Friday morning. Friday afternoon was the fun run. Well, that's where I actually got to do one full whole lap. So you actually got to see the full course, like a pre-run, but it's limited. I can tell you that the course from Friday afternoon to the time we raced on Saturday had changed. And my gosh, was it completely different by the time that we raced on Sunday afternoon. I was like, oh, dear God, look at these braking bumps. Look at the ruts in there. I mean, I thought a couple of times I was going to get like stuck in the middle of the car and both little tires are going to be flailing. Nothing much we can really do, but what a difference. And you got to adapt and overcome. That's the neat part about this racing. And it's so much fun, man. It's a lot of fun. The course was was fast.
Right.
And a couple of things that'll get you swapped up. Obviously for me, I had a little technical difficulty, put the car on the side on day one, but we were back and we finished, I think, top 10 we finished 10th or 11th, I think it was on Sunday. So despite destroying the car again, I never broke a beam before like that. So breaking a beam was pretty cool. But yeah, enough about Class 11 for the moment. But Class 9 was also a huge class. I think there was 40 cars registered for that event. 40 Class 9 cars, and EMPI Racing Teams Richard Sletton did a freaking awesome job and got second place during qualifying, and then freaking 1 second, man. It was like crazy. Got into the race, raced his ass off on day one, and was battling there, was rolling along pretty well. And we'll get Richard on here one of the episodes too, but I don't think he's ever been for a pretty wild ride like he had. And he actually bucked it and stuffed broke one of the whole hub assembly off. I mean, the whole spindle was off. So it was just the two trailing arms kind of dangling around. And we actually have video of him passing a 516 car on 3 wheels. The dude drove his ass off, but he had an incident where he went up over a hill and stuffed it. Went from like 65 to 0 immediately, and he got himself pretty good little whiplash, I think. And then, but he finished, I think, second by 1 second. So, damn good job of him. So proud of the whole team, kind of where we were at, as far as just the growth and the evolution of it all. And it's not just, Wilkie won again, and then the rest of the team. Everybody contributed to something in this race. You know? Whether it was contributing to some of the humor of the events, the uneventful stuff like Pistol Pete, or we're going out and having some fun and doing, thrashing on a car, worked all night on the Class 9 car to get out and watch Timmy get in the 9 car on Sunday morning and to wheel it like he did, only to have the transmission fail on him was a shame because he was running with the top pack and had a good chance to cash in some money. So, and Trisha reminds me that he did an extra lap on 3 wheels. So, because they had lost count of where it was at. Shocking timing count and lost count of sent them back out on lap 5. Pretty cool. It was good to see you, Lucas Hand. Thanks for checking in on the show today. It was fun to good and see you and hang out and tell stories. And too bad your car wasn't ready. That's the one that you guys have seen that I've talked about being one of the prettiest fishing lures out there with all the metallic paint that he's got on that thing. But I better see that car at Rage at the River so I can get one of those fenders up on my wall here soon. So I need to get one of those off the car. It's going to happen. Moose, we will post up and we'll share that channel, or Larry, if you're in, we'll give you a little plug. But overall, I mean, and I saw Bendig posted in here earlier. Where are you at, my friend? We're trying to get through all these. They're kind of going pretty quick. Dave Bendig, politics and racing. Say it isn't so, Batman. Yeah, Dave. Politics and racing. I guess it's kind of part of the politics side of stuff. The two-facedness, the BS. I mean, it all goes hand in hand, man. Whether it's when somebody's being moderately successful and working their ass off on it, there's always some, person or group or joker that's trying to drag them down. So, shout out to to those dudes that are steadfast and staying strong and dealing with the bullshit that comes along with some of these people that are involved with it. Right, wrong, or different. It's how you talk to people, how you treat people, and how you act. So it'll all be exposed sooner or later. And, hopefully it can be rectified. You know what I mean? Like it's just rough, dude, because it's, whether it's the racing side of stuff, whether it's the people side of things, there's always some kind of crap, right? And people are just, angry because some people are doing better than others, or jealousy, or just plain as day garbage, man. And it is what it is. And, we'll fight the good fight. We'll continue to do so. And those that expend the time to get to know the situations and get to know stuff for the racing and how Blake is or how our group is, we'll all expose ourselves sooner or later, man. So, it's very cool to see all of everybody. You know what was really neat, though, man, was the outcry for Wilkie, man, and the BS. So, to make a long story short, and we'll talk briefly about it, there was a mishap that had happened, a simple sip of a beer, essentially, and they tried to DQ him. Not in the racing. It was after racing was all done. Everything was all done and with and over.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It was after racing was over, and not in the pits. And it was with.
Wait, so what happened?
So
give me like the 1 minute version of
man,
this.
There's really no 1 minute on it, man. And I don't want to try to ruffle the feathers, and I don't want to try to stir up more crap that's already going around, right? But basically, he went over to King to get parts for his shock. Mm-hmm. Congrats on the gig. You want to have a beer.
This was after the race.
After the race, in the contingency area.
Okay.
Where no one was allowed, not in the pits, and someone proceeded to abruptly handle a beer deal, and then say that they weren't wearing his mask when it was around his neck, having a sip.
Well, you can't really sip a beer through your mask.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things that doing the best we can to fight the good fight, to play the games. Long story short, that incident went from a disqualification to a 10-minute penalty, right? So a 10-minute penalty doesn't necessarily sound like a lot in some realms.
No, that's huge.
But when the race is only 49 minutes, that's how fast he did to take a 10-minute penalty.
It's 1/5.
Is one thing, and they made him start in the back.
Wow.
So,
all right.
It just even the person that did it, it just sucks. It sucks all around because you don't really want to have to deal with this stuff. You want to go out. You're paying money. You're paying good, hard-earned money for a service, right? Essentially, or a platform to go race your car. And I hope you guys don't mind us kind of digging into this stuff. And I hope you guys appreciate the dissecting of it all, really, and just in general. So you're paying a premium money to go out and race. I mean, it's not cheap. Entry fees aren't cheap, in excess of $650, even for class 11s. And it goes up from there, right? So you do the math, 300 cars, $650 on average. It's over $200,000. A lot of money in play, right? So we get it. The hard part is like you try to do the right thing. You want to offer, to go to a solid, safe place to do it. We follow all the safety rules. You follow all the tech rules. There's things that you can go down a rabbit hole with a lot of the stuff because it's whether, are you in this clique or are you in this clique or whatever it may be. It's tough, dude. And there's things that we don't agree with, but you'll still support an organization. You still want to do things because you don't want to lose the right to race. Like what I tell you guys at drag racing, you always support the track, whether they're assholes or not. Go out and support your local drag strip, right? So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go out and try to support all organizations that'll support what we're doing, right? And when we're going to expect a fair, even platform. It's just not always the case, man. And it's sad and it's frustrating. There's a lot of things like that. We could go down and go down a laundry list of just BS that all comes along with it. So it sucks, man. It's like, having a guy that builds motors and transmissions, but is also a lead tech person, and that's technical director or whatever. It's like, oh, there's just a lot of stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're gonna do our thing. We're gonna worry about us, and we're going to continue to go out there and kick ass, and that's all there is to it. Wilkie puts the work in. That's where everyone's like, oh, God, he's so fast. He's got to be cheating. Like, no, dude, the guy actually works his ass off, burns the candle at both ends, and works on a suspension. Just like Timmy and Richard Sletton. Those guys work their ass off. Many nights here, we're working our butts off after hours trying to get stuff done. So we're always going to try to strive for that. We go out, test, we go out, beat the crap out of the car, go out, work on it, try to come back the very next day and get it all ready to go. So it's all part of that same deal. Is you just fight the haters and continue on the good path, man. I mean, and you're going to have that with anything, right? You're going to have it in the music industry. You're going to have it in sports. You're going to have it in motorsports. And, the nice part about 11, man, and what makes it fun and what makes it enjoyable is it's relatively inexpensive to go out and build a car, and it's a driver's game. Now, when the cars are so close, right? Because you can only do so much. It's not about checkbook championships, right? It's not about this guy's got more money, so I can build a better car.
Right.
They're all really relative, comparable, and the same. It gets down to driver. And the craziness, or i.e. willingness, or skilled that driver will dictate a lot of times their success. But it all comes into work, right? To make that car work, to make the things happen. Yep. And it's you take that, and then I got to play a second game. It's like baseball, playing another game with an ump and messing around there. All the balls and strikes. It's like the same thing. So we got to do what we got to do. And hopefully we'll be ready for Battle of Primm. For Rage of the River. And we're going to come out swinging. And we're going to come out swinging hard, and we're going to get that damn championship that we've been chasing all year long for the group. And we're going to get it. We're going to get it hard. So it is what it is, man. Yeah. That's kind of the gist of it in a nutshell, folks.
All right.
So, but overall, man, I'm very proud of the entire team, and I'm stoked that we had so many cars. And one of the things we really kind of dug into was how many cars are VW powered still out there, right? It was over half the field were VW powered and drivetrains in some way, shape, or form.
That's cool.
And that's what I really, really need to see. What's cool too is you start talking to some of the guys, the big competitors, like even Class 10 cars with these, those Class 10 cars are not cheap to build. And some of them are even running our CVs on those things and different stuff. So it's like, nice, dude, we're getting there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to be satisfied kind of feeling. You know me working alongside it's never enough. Yeah. But man, it's really cool to see where and what's been embraced, and especially the new stuff that's coming down the pipeline. So very nice. But Belinda, thank you for chiming in. Always going to be haters. Got to keep going and having fun. Heck yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing every single time we go out. That's what we're doing as a group and as a team. And you know what, man? The team has been a blast. It's been really cool to work with some of these cats and to grow as a group together, man. It's been a lot of fun and a lot of learning. So I sure hope so, Lucas. I would really want to see that car. I know it's going to be gorgeous. I know it is going to be Gucci, because that's just the type of guy you are. And now I can't wait to see you drive it. A shout out to all the competitors that were there as well, as far as in our class, and those are kind of walked around and checked. There's some good side betting money, stuff like that going on, so it's always cool. But all of the Class 11 competitors and Tough Luck Award, Rick Boyer, man, that dude just couldn't. He's fast, by the way. This old dude is fast. He's an old short course racer dude. So this played right into his wheelhouse, and he was kicking some ass, man. He had some uneventful occurrences. We lost a master cylinder, hole in the gas tank, tore a fender off, broke his beam. But he did a damn good job. So big shout out to him and all the guys kind of pulling together. People needed some parts. We had some parts. We gave it to them, set them up. So it was just really neat to be able to do that. So that's what it really, we're building up our boxes, right, to take with us. And we had studs and we had this and we had these, a rocker piece. And it's like we're able to help and support the people that are supporting the sport. And that's really what EMPI's and what we're striving for, right, is to be able to walk over there and say, hey, do you have this? And can you help us out? And we were able to do that on more than one occasion. So it's very cool to see that.
Nice.
See you guys at Rage. It was a cool weekend. See you guys. Oh yeah. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for chiming in. It's what we're hoping for, man. I mean, we're really hoping for a big weekend. It was kind of crazy. The some numbers that were getting thrown around was 35 to 55 cars in Class 11s expected for Rage at the River. That's insane.
It's a lot of little buggies.
That is insane to think about. And all doing a land rush start. I mean, please. I hope, I pray.
Good luck, man.
I'm really hoping that the land rush start stays for that race. Because, dude, that would be so sick again. And just you'll be able to see who's got power, who don't, and some of that stuff will be pretty sick to see that. Man, I really hope so. I really, really hope so. So it should be a blast. Lucas might have to bring an extra car to fix the bumper. Oh, you never know, buddy. We'll see how it goes, and I'm gonna get that bumper. But no, it was overall, man. Honestly, anyways, kind of get back on point. It was an awesome weekend. Our photography and media group that we bring out now that we're kind of getting everything rolling is and they're putting through the rotation was an awesome job. So shout out to Eduardo and Baker 4A. That dude killed it. Got some great footage for all the cars and all of our team. It was awesome. So we've got a lot of good content that we're building. Couple of other things. We are working on a couple of day photo shoot coming up, guys. So if you have a car that you potentially want to have featured for an EMPI calendar, please send me a DM at the EMPI Insider or on Facebook and let me know send me a picture of the car, and we'd love to potentially we're weeding through and what we're going to do. We're going to try to, if you're got to be local, of course, we're going to have a couple of different locations of where we want to shoot, and we're going to do a photo shoot. We're going to kind of mix it throughout the year, hybrids, blends, stuff like that, and we're going to put together a calendar to bring out for next year. So
yeah.
But
2021 calendar.
2021 calendar. So if you can, and you're local in Southern California or willing to come down here for a day or two to shoot, we're going to put up like 2 days. We're going to go to a couple different locations, and we're going to shoot for this calendar. And if you're interested, send us a message. So, Chad, definitely not a front runner, man. Nope, I don't claim to be a front runner. I try hard. That's all I can do. I have nowhere near the background, the history, and the skills that a lot of my competitors do, but I do like to have fun with my guys and I like to res them and I like to have fun. My drag racing pedigree speaks for itself, but I am a whole nother world right now. So thanks, though. Appreciate it. Good looking out. Also, next week's guest, super stoked, very excited. Ian Roussel from Full Custom Garage is going to join us next week. Going to sit here. We're going to talk about some of the cool new projects that he's working on, some of the stuff that we're going to collaborate on and support his builds from EMPI to him. And man, it's really cool to have that guy from History Channel to sit down and chop it up. So it's going to be pretty cool about that. And
that's very cool.
I can't wait, man. We've been trying to work it out for probably about 2 months. Just his production schedule. He's not close by any means, in all the way with Mojave, so he's got a little bit of a trek down here. but he'll be live in studio next Wednesday. So we're going to go ahead and get that out early.
On Wednesday?
Yep. I'm just kidding. Next Tuesday. Next
Okay.
week's show. I get a little
cool.
tongue-tied, so I apologize. It's late in the day, man.
It is. I got it. That's why I was like,
We still
whoa,
got to unload
all
the
right.
car. We got to put it away. Got to get everything ready to go. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to having Ian in here. Should be a blast to talk about. We're going to be doing some more essential shop days, getting everything kind of prepped and ready to go, and some builds on what we're working on. And we're going to be starting to drop a series of how-tos coming up. That's some of the stuff that goes back and starts production next week. So guys, stay tuned for some of that stuff. We're going to share that with you as well. And not next week, but the following week, we'll expect to be back on kind of our dealer spotlight series as a segment on the weekly show. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. I know we've got Baumgartner's VW kind of waiting in the wings. We've been trying to work with him to get him out here. And, we're going to hope for the best on that one to get him set up and get the time slot in there, spend a few minutes with him. But we're really excited to be back on that dealer spotlight series. And a last little teaser, we got a phone call earlier today from Lucas Oil that I know Blake mentioned. Lucas Oil looks like they're going to have the race in Victorville. And so we're working on, we're putting together a few little cars there to go out and have some fun and put on a little showcase. And so our fellow Class 11 guys, I'll be calling you sometime today. And we're going to put a few cars together for that, just for essentially a showcase to build, show kind of what we're trying to do and what the future holds for 2021. But
right on.
We'll be working on the Lucas Oil short course stuff. That is for sure going to go. We were kind of waiting for the national series to put out their schedule so we could find out what dates are going to work. Lee and I are patient. I'm waiting Lee's dates so we can sit down and kind of collaborate. And hopefully we can figure out make sure we're not stepping on anything or any issues there. And then once Lee finalizes that scheduled dates, we will then backfill it. And then we're going to be sitting down with our groups to put some rules together, put some bylaws together, and what's going to be some rules, some regulations, and kind of get everything ready to rock and roll, man. And we're going to put together a really, really good prize package from EMPI for each race, as well as a series champion. And it should be awesome, man. I'm really looking forward to the short course stuff and having fun. And for those of you guys that also want some more racing in your action, how many of you guys would like to have Fast Jesse actually come and sit down with us? Fast Jesse,
yeah,
Captain Speed, Kid Speed, and we'll have him in studio here soon. We've been trying to get him in here. He's a little gun shy. And so we're going to get him in soon too and talk about some of the stuff that we're going on here. I mean, and Jesse's been with EMPI for 10 years and loves drag racing. You guys know him, the pilot of the Blue Beast, the little wheelie bug, and as well as I think he had a super street car last time out, but of the fastback that was up in Oregon. But we're trying to get him going. He's got a lot of cool cars, and was also one of our pre-running partners at KC Highlights Night Race. So with that being said, guys, I'm again super thankful for every single week that you guys tune in. Again, go out and check out Octo's show this weekend at the Veterans Stadium in Long Beach. There's also a couple little other small cruise nights going on there. Also Tuesday night, as in tonight, everybody, the VW cruise night will be at Duke's in Placentia. And that's pretty much it. Awesome weekend, and hope you guys enjoy spending the afternoon with us here, talking V-dubs, talking race cars, and everything in between. Without further ado, we will catch you next week with Ian Russell live in studio next Tuesday. We'll see you then.